Yeah, 8:36 on this Wednesday morning. You're watching or listening to OTB AM. That full piece with Brian Howard, available now on youtube.com/Off the Ball. Make sure to check out GEA on Off the Ball if you're looking for the podcast. Delighted to say that 20 by 20 ambassador Dayna Finn is with us in studio. How are you, Dayna?
Not too bad now.
Mayo footballer, I should say. Marie basketballer, Ireland under 20 basketballer as well. Also, I should say welcome home, first of all. You were in Erasmus in Valencia since, what was it, September?
Yeah, September. So I'm just actually home the end of January there. I had exams and then I came home, so I'm back in playing with Mary and Mayo when I can, so yeah.
For somebody who's been involved with Gaelic games for most of your entire life, how does life in Valencia go? How do you adjust to life over there where there is no GA, I presume?
Yeah, different, like definitely really different. I was playing with a club, Valencia Basket, and then there was actually a JA club. I'm actually not sure their name. I didn't have time to play with them. They trained during the week and there was a load of the Irish out there playing. But yeah, definitely different. Like the basketball, they kind of different style of playing, which was really good to experience. But I kind of wish I did a bit of football out there just as a fun, but they trained the same night as me, so it was a bit of a clash.
How do you mean that there's a different style in basketball?
I suppose like the team I was playing with was more guard orientated. Like we normally have say four bigs at home, always using them, but it was more, we still play guard to guard like all the time, but more handoffs. I suppose it was more guard orientated, and the style of coaching, I suppose it's good to experience different coaches. I've had so many coaches down the years, and then obviously playing through Spanish was difficult enough, but good as well. Like definitely helped my Spanish.
When you're saying you're playing four bigs in basketball, is that for Marie? Is that for Ireland under 20s, or is it everyone?
Yeah, everyone really. I know as a guard or a point guard, you always like to work with a big. For they're screening you to get to the basket, or like they're always good to work with. So yeah, mainly on every team you have four bigs and the rest are guards. Yeah.
So that's the Irish style of play right now.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, there's no necessarily style, but each team is different, obviously. But it's just good to different. I was experiencing like a different style of basketball, I suppose. Yeah.
So I was watching the Houston Rockets at the weekend. They're the exact opposite of that. They're playing with five small guys, maybe four small, one big guy on the court.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
So you're the anti-Houston Rockets.
Yeah. I suppose it depends on what team you have as well. Like they're unreal. They can work with that. Like
sure.
But then again, I suppose at the big stage, internationally, like we definitely need a big like inside.
Before we get into Mayo, we may as well talk about this Irish basketball team, because it's an unbelievably exciting time for your under-20s team. For anybody who doesn't know, won bronze in the European Championships last year, but it means promotion to the under-20 Championships this year into the A competition. So talk to us about that and that evolution of this team.
So I suppose at under-18 age, we played in the B European Championships in Dublin and we got silver, so we got promoted. So this is our second time getting promoted. So we won a game, we bet Sweden then in A, that was in Italy.
Okay.
And that was massive. We bet Sweden by a point. It was the only game we won, but like such an achievement for playing in A for the first time. And then last year then the team from Dublin came back again together and we went to Kosovo and we were playing we got relegated then and we were playing the B Championship again. So we won bronze and now we're up again. So A was a huge experience. Like the level of basketball is definitely a big step up. But I'm excited to get going again this summer and see what it takes us.
Who are the continental leaders at the moment?
In A, Belgium, Spain, Belgium, Spain, Lithuania, a lot of those teams will be high up there.
So you would have been experiencing some of the A-level basketball in Spain, or
like there was a professional team in my club and all that, and they're playing at really high levels. Like Spain are one of the best. So we'll see. It's definitely a big challenge, but we'll see how it goes.
It's fantastic, because it's something that we've been speaking about in the last couple of weeks when we were talking about funding for our sporting organisations and how unfortunately Basketball Ireland during their tough times had to cut funding for national teams. But it seems that there's a bit of a golden generation developing here at the moment. Yeah,
so I suppose I've been playing since I was underage to under 16s, and from personal point of view, like my parents have funded since then. It's definitely on the rise, especially with the 2020 campaign and women in sport. They're definitely promoting and giving more coverage to women. So I hope we eventually get the funding we need, because some people are unfortunate. They could be the best player in the country and just can't afford to play for their country. So that's just a bit of one of the biggest downfalls. But hopefully, there was a lot of coverage about it lately, but hopefully we get the funding we need eventually.
So it's still self-funded at this level, right?
Yeah,
okay.
At the moment it is, So we'll fund this summer. I'd say if next year maybe things will be different, but for this summer,
And it's Hungary this summer?
Hungary, yeah. And then we're going to France in June. Hopefully we have a tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's an under-20s tournament as well?
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
In terms of your club basketball then, it was a disappointing weekend last week.
Yeah.
So what happens here for people who haven't been following it? It was Mary were in with a shout of winning the Super League, and then it was basically a take-all encounter against DC Mercy last Sunday.
So basically we played DCU during the year before I came home, and we bet them by a point at home, and we lost them in the first round of the cup. We had them in the first round of the cup and we lost to them. So then this time round, basically we beat Colester last week in extra time, and we DCU last weekend, and DCU haven't lost a game. Well, they lost to us. That was the only game they lost. So it was a top of the table clash, and if we bet DCU, we would have been playing. So they were there to play Glanmire this Sunday. So if they lost to Glanmire, then we would have pushed up to number 1 on the table. But we lost to DCU, so we're still second place, which is huge for us because it's our first year in Super League. But if Glanmire beat them, Glanmire pass us out. So I suppose we'll see how it goes, but we're definitely so happy with our achievement this season.
It's interesting looking across the other side of the court last Sunday, I'd imagine. You see someone like Mark Ingle coaching DCU Mercy, and the link that he has been between basketball and GAA, for example, because Jim Gavin brought him in to coach basketball skills to his Dublin team over the last few years.
Had anyone on board yet. I know the Mayo seniors have, I think it's Terry Kennedy on board just this year. So, and maybe before that they've been doing sessions every month, but I'm not sure. But there's definitely a link. And it would be good to get a session a month in with a coach like Mark Ingalls is with the Dublin seniors, I think. Brilliant coach, so definitely links between it, like your spacing on the court, your reaction times, like your reaction times in the game in football and basketball are really linked. Like I know Kieran Donaghy talked about, I was watching the Sunday game a while back, and he talked about there was a clip of Dublin, and the ball was kicked into the half forwards, and there was a loop, and then he went back door, and that's such a play in basketball where you go back door and you get an easy layup. But they're definitely becoming way more linked, and a lot of people are becoming to see the benefits of it.
Yeah, that's the classic Paul Mannion in the corner move where Conor Callan kind of loops around him.
Yeah. So I remember watching that and I was like, that's so true. Yeah, very linked.
Do you see much of that within other teams, or are Dublin kind of the real market leader at the moment?
Yeah, I think when I seen that was probably the first time I kind of had noticed it when Kieran pointed it out. But I think Dublin are a step ahead, but definitely other teams are like becoming to do. I just haven't spotted it, I suppose.
In terms of Murray, then you say that obviously it's your first year in the Super League. How is basketball going in the West? Because I know, like obviously, both of your parents would have played for Mayo, for example. I'm not sure that the stories come down as well from the golden era of basketball in Ballina as well, for example.
So Liam McHale has actually got inducted into the Hall of Fame there last year. Definitely in the West now, I'm not sure, I think Ballina have like a men's team, but I actually don't, and his brother is coaching that, I think. But there's a lot of underage in Kelchma in my town, a lot of underage. We wouldn't have an under 18 team, it would be under 14, under 12, under 16 kind of thing. Hoping that like there is something big there in the next few years with all the promotion about sport and women in sport, especially like young girls are starting to come to our games, and Mary from Kelchma, and it's definitely good to see, so hopefully it's on the rise.
Yeah, on that very point, I should say that Off the Ball are official media partner to 20 by 20, and this week we're asking you to show your stripes and make a pledge to either participate or play more, to attend more women's sports events, or to promote, discuss, like, share and follow more female athletes. And basketball is one of these things that seems to be ticking all those three boxes at the moment in terms of participation. This is not just young boys playing this game.
Yeah.
Like, it's a huge participation sport for both genders at the moment. And this is why it is so important that the resurgence around the country in basketball is happening right now.
Yeah. So I suppose there's definitely been way more attendance at women's games and men's games as well. But yeah, it's definitely on the rise, and I hope that people kind of like start coming to games, start attending, and encouraging young players to play like in their towns and clubs. So yeah, 20 by 20 is a brilliant campaign just to create more awareness about women in sport, and not that men, like there is so much awareness about the men as well, but I think there needs to be a bit more about women, and there's definitely, from this campaign, it's definitely benefiting. So
I just want to finish up on Mayo football then. What's your best position? Because it seems that you played in midfield, you played centre back, and you played full back, I think, only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, so I've actually been busy, like really busy with basketball lately, so I haven't been, like, I've been to some games and find it hard to get to train during the week. But yeah, so I was midfield most of the year last year. Midfield probably would be my preferred position, but then against Galway in the quarter-final, or the semi-final in Dublin.
Semi-final,
yeah. In Croke Park. I was kind of number 6 sweeper kind of thing.
Right.
So then Peter put me in fullback. Who did we play?
Was it the Cork game, Tipperary game maybe, or
Yeah.
was there a Waterford fixture as well?
Yeah. I'm not sure who we played, but
We've been a busy few weeks.
yeah, good. But yeah, so I was in full back. Yeah, I liked it. Different. You're like, you don't have as much freedom, and you always have to be on the ball.
Yeah.
Thinking. But yeah, we'll see. I suppose I'm trying to kind of focus on basketball for the next few weeks, just because it's coming towards the end of the season, and then I'll try and get in more. So we play Westmeath on Sunday, so I'm there for that.
Yeah, it must be a completely different thing in terms of your positional awareness when you move back to number 3. Just, I guess, with midfield, there's almost so many breaks around kickouts and stuff like that. You kind of can almost go with the flow.
Yeah. So in full back, I was kind of like, I played a game for minor 2 years ago, and I was actually full back. So I kind of had experience in it, but I was kind of throwing the deep end, I suppose. And then, yeah, I definitely have to be more aware. Like in midfield, you're free flow, kind of. You're getting the ball in the midfield and you're delivering, whereas you're trying to stop them scoring at the end of the day in full back. So, yeah, we'll see, you know. I
was looking at the dates for this summer. Is there a possibility that there's a clash between the Under-20 Basketball Championships and the All-Ireland Football Championship? If things go well.
There probably is. There always is, yeah. So, yeah, I think the championship has changed this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually don't know. I suppose I'll cross those hurdles when I get to them. But, yeah, so we go on the 5th August, I think it is. So there's probably something around then. There always is. But I suppose we'll see anyway. And
then is it very much a singular focus on Galway at the moment, a bit of revenge for that semi-final last year?
Yeah. So we've Galway in 2 weeks, in a week, 2 weeks' time. So, yeah, they're going good. They beat Dublin last week. So, yeah, hopefully we can get the win there, and a bit of rivalry against them is right, even though I play for a Galway club. But, yeah.
Well, listen, Dayna, it's been great chatting to you. Thanks a million for popping in.
Me.
That's 20 by 20 ambassador Dayna Finn. Now, Tom Malone is in studio next with the latest sports news. But first, here's Newcastle manager Steve Bruce, who got into a bit of a tetchy interaction with a journalist last night.